And we are live. It is I'm gonna say get ready to say the time. It is 11 a.m. Central Time, and it's July the 11th, 2025. And we're gonna talk about something that I guess is highly sensitive. I guess no, it's not really highly sensitive. It's just interesting that we're seeing this happen. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about how the Democrats are fighting for slavery in America again. And that's essentially what they're fighting for. Hey, if you're just tuning in right now, we are live. If you would please hit that thumbs up for me and share this video. Get it out there. Get it out there. Share this video. It's going to be one of the most important broadcasts ever. One of the most important one. Now, I am going to open up the phone lines today, and it's entirely up to you if you want to give me a call. But I have so much information to share with you. I'm not even, it's just gonna be a lot. So the last week or so, I was taking phone calls, and this was actually on my other show that I do. And this black lady from California called in, and she was telling me she was upset because I was talking about how the Democrats are using slave labor today. And she brought up the fact that I kept repeating, or not kept repeating, that I brought up the fact that I did mention that the Democrats want slave labor just like they wanted slave labor when Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves back in 1865. Don't quote me, don't hold me to the date. But y'all remember, after the Civil War, the Democrats lost the first Civil War. Abraham Lincoln freed all of the slaves, and the Democrats were upset about it. And what were they saying during that time? Anybody? Anybody? If you're watching this on the replay, hit the thumbs up as well. But we're live right now. The Democrats were saying that who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to pick our clothes up? Who's going to clean our clothes? Who's going to clean our homes? Who's going to prepare our food? Who's going to put the food on the table for us? Who's going to do these jobs that we don't do, that we don't want to do? Who's going to do this for us? The exact same rhetoric that the Democrats were saying then is the exact same thing that they're saying today. But the Democrats want you to believe that it was the Republicans that advocated for slavery. It was the Republicans that wanted to keep slavery. It's been the Democrats, and the Democrats are showing everyone today that's who they are. None of that's changed. And they always say that whether Will Johnson, the party switch. There's been no switch. There's been no switch. If there was an actual switch that took place, then the Republicans would be saying, well, who's going to pick our crops? If there was an actual switch, who's going to do these jobs that we don't want to do? If there was an actual switch, but who's saying it? The same Democrat Party that was saying it then is the same Democrat Party that's saying it today. And just the other day, did a broadcast about how these Democrats are saying that they're calling for blood. They want a martyr. Now, you have multiple Democrats. Some of them want to stay anonymous, right? They don't even want their names to be out there associated with it, but actual Democrats. And we showed the article from Axios, which I believe Axios leans left, and they were interviewing Democrats, and these Democrats were saying that they believe that they need somebody to be a martyr. They need someone to take one for the team. So then that way they can rally behind that person that took one for the team. Y'all hear what I'm telling you? And then all of a sudden, we get these episodes where ICE members are getting shot at. Not only are they getting shot at, they're getting physically attacked. Have you been seeing what's happening in California? This falls on Mayor Bass as well as Gavin Newsom, along with all the Democrats. Have you seen any Democrats come out saying, look, we need to support ICE because ICE is removing the criminal element from the streets of America. And if you're here in the country and you're undocumented, how they like to refer to them, they call them undocumented citizens, which in actuality, they're just illegals. The Democrats should be saying, look, we need to go ahead and work with them so we can clean up the streets of America because our constituents, they are Americans. It's a no-brainer here. How many Democrats have you heard say that? None, except for maybe one. There's one person that's actually coming out making statements about all of this, siding with Republicans to the point where the Democrats are just furious with this one person. Do you know who this one person is? They're saying that, hey, we need to support the law enforcement. We need to support our ICE agents. You know who's saying that? That's in the Democrat Party? Do you know? John Fetterman, of all people. John Fetterman. I'm like, really? I'm taken back by it, actually. Because John Fetterman he's saying common sense stuff. And because he's saying this, on X, there was this Democrat X page. And they put this thing on there saying, Fetterman is not a Republican. And they repeated it like 20 times. Fetterman is not a Republican. Or Fetterman is a Republican. Fetterman is a Republican. Fetterman is a Republican. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because he's not going along with the communist tactics, and he's not, wanting to defund ICE. He's supporting ICE. And ultimately, of course, Fetterman has been really open about supporting Israel. Well, let me share some of the stuff with you that's happening in California. Have y'all seen this one? Look at this. This is in California, and this is a helicopter scene, and they're being attacked by people that the left has convinced to go out there and attack ICE members. Even that idiot Mayor Bass was asked a question about ICE members being physically attacked, and she goes, well, I don't know anything about that. What? They're advocating for it. She actually put a post out there saying that people need to stand up and fight against them because we're being attacked. We're being attacked. I'm telling y'all right now, because people are so easily manipulated by these Democrats, someone's going to go out there and they're going to do something to cause the law enforcement to fire upon them. And then the Democrats are going to turn around and say, oh my goodness, look what they're doing. They did this to an innocent bystander. Look what happened here. Look what happened here. You know that's what they're going to do. And how do I know this? Because of John Padilla, or in this case, Jose Padilla. Jose Padilla, remember, he tried to lunge at Kristi Noem, and then all of a sudden he became the victim. Just like the other congresswoman going to the ICE facility, slamming her body up against another ICE member, and then all of a sudden she became the victim. They do acts of violence, but then they become victims. This is the very reason why they're trying to get ICE, law enforcement, to take out someone who's being extremely violent so they can turn around and say that they are the victims, to get more people to go hit the streets of America, to rally for these non-American citizens that came into the country illegally.
Back to their, where they have set up a command center for treatment for the civilians. And
let me take it back.
Of that is that there are questions as to how humanely this is being handled, whether these people who are maybe here illegally, but whether they're being offered or can be pointed in the direction of a path to citizenship. There certainly is that criticism.
Wait a minute. Let's get this straight. You see this? Are they being treated inhumanely? Right? Oh my goodness. Look how they're treating them. These are people that are not American citizens, and they came to America and protesting against America. Come on. Name one country. Name one that you and I can go to their country and protest against them because they're not giving us free stuff, because they're not allowing us to have free reign in the streets of their country. Name one country that would do this. Canada won't even allow that crap. But the Democrats here, they're, oh no, my goodness, we need to allow this to happen. And then they're talking about a pathway to citizenship. Well, if you really wanted a pathway to citizenship, maybe, just maybe, you should have came through the front door. Just maybe. Food for thought.
But you also have Republicans at the same time accusing Democrats and those on the left of amplifying this rhetoric against federal agents and ICE agents. So we're seeing this finger pointing.
Really? Okay, I'm going to have to admit something. I just listened to a little bit of this, and I didn't listen to all of it, and I'm hearing this, and she's saying that Republicans are saying that Democrats are advocating violence against ICE members, and they say they're pointing fingers. That's exactly what they've been doing. The only reason why we're saying it is because they're doing it. We're not making it up.
Julia, we may have to step away really quickly here. The situation at the farm has escalated. It looks like a lot of tear gas and whatever this green smoke is as well. And a protester threw something toward the ICE officers there, but a lot of cars turning around and exiting. So it looks like something happened that forced that crowd to turn and run. Rich, are you still? Yeah.
Yeah, so as we're listening to the radio chatter down here, the fire department actually had to leave this zone and head back to their where they have set up a command center for treatment for the civilians. And they said that they needed to leave the area because the crowd was starting to get a little more hostile. So for the safety of the fire department, they have left this zone here on Laguna Road. And then shortly after that is when we started seeing the tear gas and the flashbangs and the pepper balls being fired back towards the crowd. But the crowd was also picking up items, rocks, whatever I guess they can find on the ground, and starting to throw them back towards federal agents, which is just going to create an even more volatile situation here between agents and the community members. And they at some point are just going to continue to push this crowd further and further away.
Really? Y'all see this, right? Not a single time in their reporting did they mention that these people were attacking federal agents. Like, that's not the concern. Like, oh, wait a minute. They're, the people, the innocent people, they're getting pushed back by ICE agents. And, for what reason? Why are they there? Why are they there protesting against ICE agents? Who coerced them? Who told them to? Are we still doing investigations to find out who's paying these people to show up? Who's paying them? Well, here's a grounds view version of what's happening there on the grounds in California. And if you haven't already, please share this video. Hit the thumbs up. Share this video. Hit the thumbs up. And you can see the caption here. It says, children protesters running from tear gas during immigration raid. Illegal. They left out the word illegal. Illegal immigration raid. If they were here legally, they wouldn't be there raiding him right now. You do know that's how it works, right?
Well, and you know what? Whose fault is it that the children are there? It's not the fault of the ICE agents and stuff. It's the fault of the parents. Don't bring your children to a protest. If you're going to make it a volatile situation, don't bring your children.
Hello?
That's not ICE's fault.
No, it's not.
That's the parents' fault.
And be like, oh my goodness. See, just like they did in the 1930s, 1940s, Germany, use the children. Use the children.
And to be honest, Will, I'm not even sure if those are protesters necessarily, because they actually found, I think it was 10 or so children actually working at
there was a
marijuana
farm. There was a marijuana facility where they found 10 children working, and 8 of those children were not accompanied by any parents, by any adults at all. Right? So they were exploiting the children working in the marijuana field in California, which apparently in California, marijuana field is legal, but child labor, I don't care what state you're in, is not legal.
Yeah, there are marijuana farms running. They have marijuana distilleries and stuff like that in California. This happened. There are some that are illegal, but this happened to be a legal one. But the thing is they're using illegal workers and they're using children workers. That is not okay. That is not legal.
No, it's not. It's not legal, and they're constantly doing it.
Do not panic. Do not run. Do not run. Stay calm. They took your mom?
I mean, really? And you see, and now all of a sudden, they're the victims. They should have stayed home or go home.
It's interesting.
Go back home.
Yeah. He's the word. Did they take your mom? Like, they took your mom, just kidnapped her. It's like she was some random person. Not, was your mom here illegally? Did she get caught? Like, that's the wording they should say, right? But they say, did they take your mom like they're being kidnapped? Because that's what they're saying around California now, Will. and Democrats across the United States in general, they're saying that these people are being kidnapped and just taking off of they don't say that the people that they are apprehending, which is the correct word, are here illegally, which is the correct statement, and they're going to be sent back to their country because that is the law.
Yeah, that is the law. Here's another one I want to share with you. Another helicopter view of all of this. Watch.
Protesters who have showed up to vehemently protest what's going on here. And just in the last few minutes, Customs and Border Patrol helicopter has entered the scene here. They are landing in the middle of the farm as we speak. It does appear that they were not planning to be here as long as they have been. And so this helicopter that you're looking at here, guys, apparently just made a run over to Van Nuys Airport for some cases of water, which is what they're bringing into the scene here. So there are a whole team of ICE agents at the farm. There are other agents down there as well as the National Guard police standing guard and protecting Laguna Road as this enforcement action takes place right here, going into hour number 4 this afternoon. Again, a major situation transpiring here in Camarillo, and it does not appear that they were intending to stay this long.
I mean, can you bring the split screen back for me? Look at that. I mean, so basically these.
It looks like a standoff for real.
No, that's what I was going to say. That's exactly what it is. A standoff. And the reason why they're out there doing this is because they're trying to edge on ICE, federal law, federal agents to do a physical confrontation to possibly harm someone fatally. This is what they're out there for, because the Democrats have advocated for them to do this. They need a martyr. They need someone. They need another George Floyd. That's what they're looking for. Can I just say it that way? Can I just go ahead and say it? They want another George Floyd, because when George Floyd happened, the Summer of Love, and they use that trying to say, oh, look, this is what worked. It worked. The Summer of Love worked. In their minds, they said it worked. And to some extent, it did, because you got some judges, when all this stuff started happening, that wouldn't even get involved in all the cases. And now that they're talking about looking on who's spending the money for this, who's funding all of this, because it kind of all went down a little bit. But I guess they found another way to funnel money to these people to get them to go out there and do this. Because these are either they're just using straight up illegals now to get them to go out there. And look, if you want to get paid, you got to go out there.
And what's interesting, Will, is that these people are actually showing up at raids that really shouldn't be known that these raids are happening. So there's a leak. There's somebody that are feeding this to a group of people.
Yes.
That they have
very good point
paid to come out here and
very
protest,
good point.
Right. And listen to this, Will. Really, the state of California is trying to wage war against the Trump administration, against our federal rule of law. It's not even about Trump. This is about the law of the land. The law of the land is, if these people are here illegally, they need to go back home and come back through the front door. That is our law. State law does not supersede our federal law. They cannot be incorrect in direct. What's the word I'm saying? They can't conflict with each other. So if they do conflict with each other, the federal law supersedes it. Listen to this. Well, this is another incident where California is driving the hate, creating this situation, a volatile situation in California. It says that fearing ICE aides, California State University, Los Angeles is shifting to online classes and even allows faculty to work remotely. So they are acting like this is a shutdown, the
like
state,
a crisis.
We're being invaded, kind of situation. This is really, really dangerous.
You know, actually, Shannon, I took a screenshot of Mayor Bass, and I forgot to provide that to you so you can put it up there. Maybe if you could if you can, go to Mayor Bass. If you can go to her X page. If you can just go to her X page, because I want to show everybody what she said. And what she said should have everybody, wait a minute. She's actually, the way I'm perceiving it. Now, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I have my comments right here. Y'all can let me know if I'm wrong, what you think. But the way I read it is that she's saying she's calling for people to take up arms. against ICE, because the picture that is there, that where she shared an article, but the picture shows ICE agents and they're armed to the teeth. So if she's saying that we are being attacked by the people that's in the picture, how do you fight against that? Take them ice cream? No. Let me play this video while you look for it, Shannon. Listen to this one because I think it's really important. And I've mentioned it so many times. And I had, like I said, this lady, she called me, this black lady from California, she called me, and she was upset because I was saying that the Democrats using the slave labor of these illegal immigrants in the country because they want slaves. Remember when Abraham Lincoln, a white Republican, got rid of the slaves, or the Democrats were like, oh my goodness, you're going to get rid of our slaves. They created the KKK. You remember that? The Democrats created the KKK. So instead of creating the KKK again, because, you know, the KKK is associated with the Democrats, will always be, they try to distance themselves, right? They created Trans-Tifa instead. That's who they're fighting. That's who's doing their fighting for them now. Listen to this, though. For every single person that doesn't believe that the Democrats want slavery again, you haven't been paying attention.
Why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops.
Food not reaching our table because those who pick the crops have been removed.
I mean, you're going to have vegetables rotting in the fields.
Our vegetables would rot in the ground if they weren't being picked by many illegal immigrants.
If you think your groceries are expensive now, wait until the farms are empty.
If you look at the food that's on your table, think about who picked it.
It's going to deport 20 million people, the people who pick your crops.
They come with regularity from Mexico usually to work in the fields.
Those immigrants that come into our country, they work the fields, something that we ain't done in a long time.
I can't wait until American women can't get blueberries for their smoothies.
Good news, red states. You can now pick your own fruits and vegetables in the blazing hot sun for $5 an hour.
The people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants.
What's going to happen here is that milk gets a lot higher, because I don't know if any of you have ever been in a dairy farm. It is god-awful work.
Have no immigration, then we would have no food on our plates. We would have nobody cleaning up in the hospitals.
And I have friends texting me like all morning. My gardener didn't show up. My housekeeper didn't show up. You're going to actually have to do some work around your house.
We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people.
You kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Wow! I mean, can you be more racist? I mean, really, can you be more racist? The Democrats, these liberals, oh my goodness, people. And see, they're so racist. They have so much hate built up in them. They don't even realize that they're racist. But oh my goodness, it's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. She actually said, Donald Trump, if you deport all these Hispanic people, illegal aliens, who's going to clean your toilet? Wow. And if there are any liberals watching right now, because, you know, they watch me every now and then. They don't say much. They don't say much, but they do watch. Shame on you. Shame on you. But see, it doesn't register with them. It doesn't register with them. But here's the Mayor Bass. Look at this. Mayor Bass put in this comment, and y'all see it, right? You see the guys down there, the ICE agents with the military gear. The entire LA region is showing that we won't stand while our communities are attacked. Who's attacking the communities? She's not talking about MS-13. She's not talking about Tres de Agua. She's not talking about the illegals that came into the country terrorizing the people. She's not talking about them. She's talking about the ICE agents. Bring it back really quick. Bring it back. Now, if her putting out this statement, how do you think they're going to fight back? It's a no-brainer here. She's saying that we're going to fight back. How do you think they're going to fight back against this? Because look, they're armed. They're in a military vehicle. How are you going to fight back against it? I'm just kind of curious. How are you going to fight back against that? How do you fight against that? Let me say thank you to When the World Turns on YouTube. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that super chat on YouTube. Thank you so much. And on Rumble, we got a Rumble rant, Shannon. Someone says, did you see that Dem representative, was it McCaver, was indicted for assaulting the ICE agents? Yes. Well, I think she has
She's just indicted. Yeah, we knew
I
she was indicted.
think she's subject to for 17 years.
It goes to trial now. Yeah,
I think it's for 17 years. Yeah, so I did see that, and thank you for the Rumble rant. I mean, I'm the only reason why the only way I can be here is if you guys and Gal support me.
She did an interview afterwards.
Yeah, she did the interview
about how
she's the victim.
Yeah, she's the victim. Like,
she's the victim.
She has to fear, for her poor family that has to go through this, and the cost of legal representation, and all. It's just horrible what she has to. She never thought that when she was going to Congress that she would have to go through this. And I'm like, well, it's
she said she was just doing her job.
Huh?
She said she was just doing her job.
Yeah, that's not her job.
She's just doing her job. I was just doing my job, and they're going to put me in jail for doing my job. Really? So how come all of the other politicians didn't go to jail for doing their jobs? Y'all get my point there, right? You get my point, Shannon? I mean, if anyone should go to jail for doing their jobs because they were corrupt about it, would be James Comey, would be John Brennan, would be
Milley,
would be Adam Pencil-Neck Schiff. I mean, really, because look what Adam Pencil-Neck Schiff, he caused the country to end up having to spend millions and millions of dollars. For what? Because he did a parody. He lied. Adam Schiff, Jerry Nadler, Nancy Pelosi, she's still doing insider trading. Come to find out, last year alone, Nancy Pelosi and her hubby made over $47 million from the stock exchange alone. While everybody else was like, oh my goodness, we're hurting. Her and hubby, $47 million just from the stock exchange. Her net worth, to my understanding now, is like $437 million. So if someone should be going to jail, come on. Now, remember I was telling you that the Democrats, I did a report on it just the other day. The Democrats are calling for blood, right? They want blood, meaning that they want someone to go out and confront ICE and possibly get shot, or some innocent bystander get shot, so they can have somebody to rally behind like they did George Floyd. It's the same thing. They do violent acts and then become the victims, just like we just talked about it. Watch this report here.
That report, and take a look at this video right here. It appears a protester fired some kind of gun at federal agents. This happened this afternoon. It was a really chaotic scene at the time. A lot of smoke was being launched at the protesters, and again, it appears a protester fired back with that weapon. It looks like he fired at least a couple of times. We have not heard about any agents being hurt.
So the Democrats, and I encourage y'all to go look at that Axios report. That's the only reason why I'm even saying that they're saying it, because even Axios, left-leaning Axios, is saying that the Democrats are asking for someone to get shot. Shannon, didn't we have a video? Who was it? We just had a video saying that someone needs to get shot. You know what I'm talking about?
You know what, Will? We've been through
so much. There was I know I just showed a video where they were calling for someone is gonna have to go. Who was it? It was with Hakeem Joffrey's. It was with Hakeem Joffrey's, and I think it was Wolf Blitzer. Was it Wolf Blitzer, or was it this one here? Yeah, there was. I think it was the one with Wolf Blitzer, where it was asking Hakeem Joffrey's that. Is this it here? Okay, look at that. I got it. I got to play this again. Just to confirm what I was talking about, what I've been talking about. Listen to this. Wolf Blitzer is talking to Hakeem Jeffries, and he's asking Hakeem Jeffries about the Democrats needing to get shot to be a martyr, basically. Listen.
According to Axios, some are even being told they need to be more willing to go out there and get shot when fighting. That was a direct quote, get shot when fighting back against some of Trump's policies. One House Democrat saying, quote, and I'll read it to you, our own base is telling us that what we're doing is not good enough. There needs to be blood to grab the attention of the press and the public. How do you respond to that, Leader Jeffries? Are Democrats not meeting the moment, not doing enough to fight these developments?
And what's happening now? What is happening now? They're out there shooting at ICE members. They're calling for it. The Democrats are saying that. This is on the Communist News Network. Split screen it. This was Wolf Blitzer asking this nut job, this radical leftist lunatic, Hakeem Jeffries, about, hey, we need to, because what we're doing, peacefully protesting, is not working. So if peacefully protesting is not working, just like every other time for Democrats, what do? They resort to violence. It's not MAGA Republicans. It's not extremist Republicans. It's not conservatives. It's not Christians. It's none of us. It's always them. How do you think Hakeem Jeffries responds to that question? Because Democrats are actually saying, look, it's not enough. We need the media to see blood. We need the media to go ahead and say, oh my goodness, President Trump is doing this to innocent bystanders. How do you think he responds? Listen.
Well, we are in a more is more environment in terms of the unprecedented assault on the American way of life and our country that has been launched by Donald Trump and compliant House Republicans.
What? So you can't come out and say, look, we're not going to advocate for any violence. You know what? He's not pushing it back on it. He's saying we need to fight what President Trump is doing. Oh my goodness, people. Oh my goodness. This is terrible. It really is. The fact that they're actually calling for violence right there, and now people out in the streets of California and other places doing the violence. Really? Well, I want to show you some responses, but we got to take a quick break. I want to show you some responses, some screenshots that we got of radical leftist lunatics on X. We'll be right back.
Life can be pretty unpredictable, filled with good days and not so good days. And sometimes, the only difference between the two is your level of preparedness. The Jace case lets you be better prepared for whatever comes your way. It contains antibiotics and other prescription medications so that you aren't caught unprepared. With a Jace case, you are able to get your prescription medication before the unpredictable happens, allowing you to turn those not so good days into great ones. Go to Jace.com now and get your own Jace case.
Okay. I'm going to show y'all this real quick. This is one of those Jace case. The Jace case. Go to Jace.com. Jace.com. Use promo code WILL and you get a discount. Jace.com. JASE.com. And this is like the time you really need to do this, because if the Democrats do what I've been suggesting that they're going to do, I've been saying this for more than 2 years now, especially the past few months, ever since President Trump gone into office, I believe that the Democrats are going to activate their sleeper cells. I truly believe that. Now, I don't want to be right. I hope I'm wrong. But you know what? I'm going to be prepared. Jace.com, Jace, JASE.com. Use promo code WILL. There's so many. Look, you can customize this kit for you. It's not just one for all. It's custom to you.
Well, there's a basic kit.
There is a basic kit, but you can customize it for you and your family.
Yeah, you can add, like, if you have certain prescriptions, they actually have a pharmacist on staff that can prescribe. I think it's up like to 3 months of your prescription for whatever.
So if it all hits the fan, you're going to be happy. I'm happy I have mine. I'm just telling you right now. People used to ask me all the time, Will Johnson, what do we do? What do we do? And at one point, I didn't know how to answer that.
Yeah, the basic case has antibiotics, pain medicine, like certain things that you would need
penicillin,
right away.
just some of the general things that you need. And I'm happy I have mine. I'm just telling you right now. People used to ask me, Will, what do we do? And I didn't know what to say. I'm like, I'm telling people to get ready, but I didn't know how to tell people to get ready. But now I do, because I'm getting ready. I have to get ready myself. So I'm just encouraging everybody, jace.com. Use promo code Will. Now, let's get to some of these posts. Now, Shannon found these posts. You want to lead us into the Shannon? How did you find these posts? And because all of this is about the illegal immigration that's going on, and the Democrats are fighting for who? The illegal immigrants.
Yeah, so there's a story, on X saying this is the hottest news, talking about the ICE raid at the weed farm where people were being arrested, and also there was children there. So some of the Democrat representatives got on there and portrayed this as something that it wasn't. Will,
how many
whole back and forth?
Yeah.
I'm talking about some high profile
Democrats
profile and Republicans going back and forth, because the Republicans are upset that they're doing this narrative where ICE is just going in and just picking up farmers and getting rid of them.
So we have Representative Jamie Gomez. How many MS-13 members are waking up at 3 a.m. to pick strawberries? 0. This is what he's saying about MS-13. Then he goes on to say, Trump said he'll go after bad hombres, but he's targeting the immigrants. He left that illegal immigrant farms working who feed Americans. Either he lied or he can't tell the difference. Are you kidding me? Slave labor.
Yeah, so then Laura
the Democrats want slave labor.
Laura Ingraham, she responds to his, right? She says, lying again. It was a pot farm, illegal labor, kids forced to work, total travesty. I should shut down all of it. Keep
going. Don't back down.
So this is going back and forth. I'm telling you, Will, you got Laura Loomer on there. You have like all these people. You have representatives on the Republican side. One of them is Representative Gill. Let me get his real quick.
Representative Gill.
Yeah. So I love this young man.
Yeah, he says, they're not picking our food. It's a weed farm.
It is, because they're trying to portray this as, these poor people are just picking your strawberries, and they're picking
your food. Yeah. If they're not doing it, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Who's going to get your avocado eating liberals? And then we got Homeland Security. You want to go back to this one first?
I want to say what Gavin Newsom said.
Gavin Newsom.
Let me make this bigger.
So Gavin Newsom says, of course, I condemn any assault on law enforcement, you beep protester, right? A beep poster talking about the young lady for Libs of TikTok. And then he says, now, dude, January 6th, nobody, not a single person went to Capitol Hill with any firearms. Not a single one. But in this one here, down below, the picture, I showed the video earlier, where the guy was targeting ICE. But Newsom, he's more concerned about ICE. So what's that other one you want to share, Shannon? Okay. And this one with the Homeland Security. Homeland Security. Why are there children working at marijuana facilities? Gavin Newsom.
Look at what Gavin Newsom's other ex was. It says, kids running from tear gas, crying on the phone because their mother was just taken from the fields. Trump calls me new scum, but he's full of real scum. That's what Gavin Newsom put out there. So yeah, Homeland Security just responded to it like, hey, what about the children? Right? What about the children that they were using for labor? I mean, it's so disgusting, the back and forth that is going on here. I can hardly stand. Well, I was overwhelmed. I was sitting here going, wow, this just shows how the Democrats give a totally false image of what is happening versus reality that the Republicans are giving.
Yeah. And then Gunter, and he has a huge following on X. He put this on there. It's not showing Gunther. Oh, there we go. It says it isn't a farm, right? I guess technically it is a farm. It's a weed farm, but it's not a farm like what they're trying to portray it as. It's picking strawberries, avocado, oranges, vegetables, tomatoes. None of that. None of that. It is a marijuana growing facility that is allegedly exploiting unaccompanied migrant children. Why are they calling this a public outcry? Why are you calling it a public outcry when there are people firing at law enforcement, federal law enforcement? But this is a public outcry. Oh my goodness, it's a public outcry. Public outcry. Oh, this is terrible. Look what they're doing. They're gassing these innocent people.
Man,
these are people that not even American citizens protesting in America again. Do I have to remind you of that? Radical leftist lunatic liberals. It doesn't register with them. It's not registering. It's really not. Were you going to say something, Shannon?
I was just going to say, we're talking about those children that are out there, those poor young people that they're unaccompanied, so they don't have their parents with them. Where'd they come from? Who are they here with? Why are they working in the fields? Those are really the questions that we should be asking. Instead, you have people that have shown up at this, like we said before, shown up at this, whoever told them to be there, because these people don't have access to that information, to protect this kind of behavior by these people that are running these farmlands. This makes me think that this in particular marijuana field is doing something illegal, not with just hiring people, but now I question their business standards altogether. And that's what Gavin Newsom should be doing. He should be more angry that children are working those fields than any hate he has towards Trump.
Dude, the Democrats were not angry when they had little black babies working in the fields. That's where they're supposed to be. Democrats didn't have issues with black babies picking cotton. Did they? Do they? No, not at all. They were up. That's where they're supposed to be. So when they see children working in this marijuana field or any field, mind you, in the heat of the day, that's where they're supposed to be. I'm not going to do it. Let them do it. That's their jobs. Stupid liberals. Come on. How racist can you be? And see, for them, they don't see it as racism. Well, look, we're providing a work for them. They get to work. They get to do everything working because we allow them to work. We are paying them, so it's not slave labor. See, this is how they justify it. Liberals are the most despicable people. The most despicable people on earth. And liberalism is not only in America. Liberalism is worldwide. It is worldwide. How can you fix your mind in justification of children, little children, working in the field? It's not lawful. And they go, but Will Johnson, it's a summer work program. See, I can see some liberals saying that. It's a summer work program. If that's the job that they want to do, then let them do it. Who's getting hurt? How does it hurt you, Will Johnson? See, this is how these liberals think. How does it hurt you? There's a liberal right now. I'm not going to say any names or anything, but there's a liberal that's kind of close to me. Not personally, family or anything like that. Just they live close to me. And this liberal, when I go outside, this liberal found out that I'm a Trump supporter. And where I live, I'm the only one on my street instead of last week. Since last week, I was the only one on my street since last week. And I'm the black guy that has an American flag on my home. Everybody else, no one else had one until last week. Someone else put one out there and they said, oh, okay. So they see one person down there. Okay. They put it up. I'm the only black guy, but there's this white liberal that lives close to me. Knows that I'm a Trump supporter and has a major issue with me. And before they found out that I was a Trump supporter, wave, hi, how you doing? Have conversation. I knew that they were liberal from day one because they had a BLM trash sign in their yard. Some of y'all have heard me talk about this story. This white couple have a BLM trash sign in their yard. It irked me to no end. I even thought about going there and ripping it up, but I didn't because it's their freedom. If they want to have that trash in their yard, it's their yard. What am I going to do about their yard? Leave my yard alone. I leave yours alone. And I still was way to them. Hi, and I wouldn't say anything. Every now and then we'd be outside and having conversations, just say, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. This is how I am. But soon as they found out that I'm a Trump supporter, the freaking white liberals won't even look at me. They come outside, they're taking a trash can outside. You know what they do? They do this. They know that I'm there. And they won't even look at me now. Don't even want to wave hi, nothing. This is how they are. And then the same ones, they don't do any yard work themselves. They have immigrants come in and do their yard work. So now they're mad at me because I'm siding with President Trump, another white Republican that's getting rid of the Democrat slave labor. And they're mad at me. Mad at me because I don't want the slave labor. Make it make sense. And I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Talking about the party switch. The party never switched. It's the same Democrat party today, still wanting slave labor. I don't get it how people don't see it. Don't see it. Like, here's an example. Here's an example of a radical leftist lunatic, one of the biggest ones out there. If you can split screen it for me. This is one of the biggest radical leftist lunatics out there ever. I mean, one of the biggest. And she's an intelligent woman, except for she's stupid at the same time, right? She's book smart, but she's stupid in the street. I mean, she's reality stupid. Does that make sense? Like, she can articulate certain things, but she manipulates very well. Like all the people that watch her. And every now and then she'll go on the Communist News Network and with the panel with Abby, right? But listen to what she's saying, because the federal agent that was there saying that they don't work for Mayor Bass, which is a true statement. They work for the federal government, which the federal government work for us, right? We the people. But listen how she tried to twist it.
Did you see this guy?
The federal government is not leaving LA. I don't work for Karen Bass. The federal government doesn't work for Karen Bass. We're going to be here till that mission's accomplished, as I said, and better get used to us now, because this is going to be normal very soon.
Okay, buddy. You know who the federal government does work for? The people. You are standing in front of a taxpayer-funded vehicle in a taxpayer-funded uniform with your taxpayer-funded salary.
But guess what? We the people want him to do his job. Hello? Just because and it's all, look, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Why is it always the racist white female liberal? I mean, really, it's really not to say that the racist white male liberal doesn't do stuff, but it's primarily the racist white female liberal. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe y'all can explain it to me. But here she is thinking she knows best for everybody. She knows how everybody in the country thinks, when majority of the country wants illegal immigration dealt with, wants them to go out. You can come in the right way. Illegal immigration. We don't have a problem with migration, but illegal immigration needs to come to an end.
And the taxpayers of Los Angeles aren't going to get used to it. You come in and you terrorize us.
Oh, my
you brought
goodness.
a sniper. You scared children who had to run and hide from you with their camp counselors. You disrespect our leadership. You abandon federalism.
Is the marijuana field now a camp? Is that what we're supposed to believe here? The marijuana field is a camp now.
She's referring to Mayor Bass. Mayor Bass, when she was talking about when ICE agents, when she went down to MacArthur Park and she was confronting ICE, she was saying that, they're interrupting young people having their
I didn't know MS-13 were camp counselors, Shannon.
For sure, right? For sure. But honestly, what happened is there's this one guy that said there's no camps down there. He said it's a drug-infested park. But Karen Bass wants you to think, oh, these poor children were subjected to ICE intruding this park. This is a trash park. It's infested with homeless people. Nope. If you have a summer camp there, you got a problem. I mean, you're doing more harm to those kids than ICE coming and trying to save them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and yes. Okay, I want to address something really quick, because someone sent me another super chat, and thank you so much. And it just says user. User, thank you so much. Now, the user says, I don't support Trump no more. Epstein files, please. Now, I still support President Trump. Just because President Trump did something that I disagree with doesn't mean I'm just going to jump ship. I know it's huge, but I'm not going to just jump ship. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Run over there with Elon Musk? I don't think so. Am I going to run over there with the Democrats? I don't think so. Right? It is okay for me to disagree, just like you, with something that President Trump has done. I wish President Trump would have never said nothing. I really do. But I'm not going to just say, okay, well, you know what? He did this one thing that's really bad, and I'm not going to support him any longer because of all the evil stuff that's associated with the client list. And there is a whole bunch of evilness. I'm completely with you on the frustration about all of it. But there's things about Will Johnson that I'm pretty sure that you would dislike. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, there's stuff that I've learned about myself. I'm like, wow, I don't like this about myself. There's things that you will find about everybody. There's not a single person walking on this planet that is alive that you cannot find something that you wouldn't disagree with, because they have something. Everybody has something that you don't like.
You know, Will,
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Are we going to side with the Democrats all of a sudden? Look, I mean, President Trump. Look, I don't know the whole story. I don't like it either. But let's just be clear about something. Just because, and this is what the Democrats want us to do. They want us to be like, okay, well, Trump didn't do this one thing that we wanted him to do really, really bad. So now we're not going to support him.
You know, the thing is that I do believe that there were Epstein files.
Oh, there are.
Alan Dershowitz.
He
has a video. We have a video of him talking about the Epstein files, and he says, "Oh, they're definitely hiding them. And not that they may be destroyed, but there definitely were clients." And he said that he knows firsthand because apparently he was part of some of the legal actions against Epstein. He says he knows personally 100% of clients' names. He's like, oh, I can't say him because, of course, he has client privilege and he can't divulge what he knows. But he said 100% they are not putting it out there. Now, I'm upset the way Trump did it. You don't dismiss something by going, are we still talking about Epstein? When you're literally the person that was talking about Epstein. You made it a part of your rallies.
It was part of the campaign.
You made it part of your your campaign promises.
Sure did.
So that I don't like. I wish he would just come out and say, listen, guys, you're not going to get the list. I wish I could give it to you, but at this point, there's more damage of it coming out than there is good. Now, if he said that, I would have respected it way more.
Or just go ahead and there's been rumors allegedly that the DOJ deleted all of the data, all of the files. They burnt everything. They shredded everything. Because remember, when Trump came in office, there was reports that Senator Hawley, and then there was other Comer. They were telling the FBI to stop shredding documents. Do you remember that, Shannon?
I do remember that.
They were shredding documents. It would have been better just to come out and say, look, the last DOJ, they shredded all the documents. They deleted all the data. J6, they deleted 1.5 terabytes of data of J6 information. It would have been better off just come out and say, look, they deleted all of it. And see, we can't, for anyone to sit there and think that President Trump's name was on the client list, haven't been paying attention, because if he was on the list, Biden's DOJ would have released it. Because everyone that's saying right now, because of what President Trump saying that they're not supporting him, if they would have released showing that President Trump's name was on the client list, they wouldn't be supporting him today. Because all it takes is for President Trump to say, let's move on, for them not to support him. So if President Trump, do y'all understand what I'm saying? Because that's all it took for President Trump to say, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's stop talking about it. I don't like it. Just to be clear, I don't like it. But I'm not going to stop supporting President Trump because he did something I don't like.
So there's a person.
Come on.
There's a person in the chat that's saying that Trump abandoned the children, and they're basically.
Oh, really? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's a bald-faced lie, and I have the proof right here.
Liar. So
that is a bald-faced lie right here, and that's what. And you know what? That's what the left. That's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
Oh, President Trump, he's abandoning the children. That's not true.
Actually, yeah,
that is not
true. Listen, Biden lost 300,000 plus.
Plus,
well, we literally don't know where they are. Trump administration has now found 10,000 of them.
Yes.
This raid at this farm actually was protecting unaccompanied children that were being used for slave labor.
Exactly.
You have the Democrats protecting
exactly.
them. So
let me play this. Let me play this. Here's the proof.
Let's have them just talk about maybe we're misunderstanding.
Here's the proof. Unless they think Trump is lying. Let me play this. Unless they think Trump is lying. Can you bring this up? Listen to this. Unless, of course, let me say it again. Unless, of course, you think Trump is lying.
And, you know, something that you should have that you haven't reported. As you know, 300,000 children are missing, right? 300,000 under Biden. We've already gotten back 10,000 of those children, and we have a lot more planned to come back. We're getting them back by the thousands, but 300,000, and we've, as of this morning, over 10,000 we've gotten back.
So right there. So is he lying? Is he lying? So President Trump is not abandoning the children.
So now he's saying Trump was on the Epstein list, like Bannon. So apparently
he was on the list, once again, Biden's DOJ would have released that
100%,
just to show that he's on there to get you not to support him any longer.
Absolutely.
And I don't believe that these are never Trumpers. Yeah. These are, the ones that are jumping over there with Elon Musk too. These are never Trumpers. Remember Ted Cruz?
I'm sure he's not going to.
Remember Ted Cruz came out and then all of a sudden we had these never Trumper mover. These are the same people. They're just wanting to find another reason to be never Trumpers again. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, they're being fed lies, obviously. And of course, they're just going to keyboard and type it up. But this is part of the uninformed voter that always concerns me, right? Because they're fed certain things. Obviously, these are talking points of the left.
Yeah.
They believe them, they spew them, but there's no basis for them. There's no truth to them. And literally even reality. Well, you just said, if the Democrats had Trump on the list, would they have not published that? Would they have not tried to exploit that when Trump was winning as a candidate? Of course they would have. But there's nothing there. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't dangerous people. There's names that we probably would be very disappointed are on there. But I do believe Trump's intention was to release it. I believe there was an overwhelming, I believe it was destroyed, but I believe the rest of it is like, listen, he's dead. This is going to do more damage than good. Move on. But like I said, I wish they would have at least said
I wish they would have handled it differently. I'm not happy about it, just to be honest with you. I'm not. Just to be honest, I'm not happy the way President Trump handled this. But come on. I was having a conversation with a couple of guys that I go to church with. They go to the same gym that I go to. And we were having a conversation about the client list. Everyone's talking about the client list. And I told them, because we've always talked about President Trump playing 4D chess and 5D chess. Right? You've heard that expression, right, Shannon? That President Trump is playing 4D chess and 5D chess. Well, when you're playing chess, sometimes in order to win, what do you have to do? You have to give up one of your pieces. Sometimes it's a high profile piece. This is a high profile piece. Now, I'm not saying this is the case.
That's a good point, though.
I'm not saying this is the case, right? But when you're playing chess, for those of you that play chess, now I don't play chess that much. I do know that much, though. Sometimes in order to win, for the strategy, sometimes you have to give up something that's like really big. That could be the case here. And I'm not justifying President Trump, his actions. This is something that he did that I don't like. But I'm not going to stop supporting him because he did something I don't like. If that's what you want to do, this entirely up to you. Don't be mad at me because I'm not all of a sudden wishing Kamala Harris would have been in the White House. Like you. I mean, if you're so upset with President Trump and now you wish Kamala Harris would have been in there, you know that there would have never been a list. We wouldn't even be talking about a list. So if you want Kamala Harris, by all means, I hear she's running in 2028. You can go support her.
California.
In California. Other than that, I guess it's Gruesome Newsom. Hey, for those of you that want to support me and that still respect that I have my own opinion, because I do, and I respect your opinion. If you don't want to support Trump anymore, I'm not gonna be mad at you. I'm gonna still support him, even though when he does stuff that I disagree with. I mean, we're human. I'm human. But for those of you that want to support me, go to my website, uniteamericafirst.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. The free newsletter. And for those of you that like the reporting, like the information, and don't want to just do a super chat or a rumble rant or a gold pill, you can go to my website, uniteamericafirst.com/donate. And right there you see it. There's different options where people support me monthly, and I greatly appreciate it. I need your support. Or you're like, okay, I like what he said. I'll hook him up this one time. I'll help him out this one time. Right there, the different options that everyone is accustomed to. Or my physical address, which is right there below all of that. My physical address right here in Texas. And I keep every envelope and letter. I've kept every single one of them. I have so many of them, I need to get another binder. I mean, I've kept every single one. And I'm telling you, I've kept every single one. So when I become older, become a real old man, I'm going to go back and I'll have this reading material to read the people that sent me these messages. And I want to say, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you to every last one of you that's been supporting me all this time, all along the way. Things are going to get wild, everybody. Be safe out there. That's all we can do is be safe. And just remember, God got this. God got this. If you like this one, it's on my website too, because God got this. God bless you, everybody. See you tomorrow.